Christianity be proven beyond a reasonable doubt? I'm sure that we will find out that Christianity can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
A person has to examine the evidence. A person has to want to know the truth in order to search for the truth. We have to realize that Christianity is like 99% sure. Only about 1% is a step of faith, but 99% of Christianity can be approved. We will look at different exhibits and different evidence showing that Christianity can be proven. There are a lot of different exhibits and witnesses that we will call in order to prove that Christianity can be proven. And as we look at these exhibits and these witnesses, listen to the witnesses' reports, we'll look at a few different perspectives on Christianity. And basically, we'll look at this book, Can Christianity Proven Beyond the Reasonable Doubt? We'll look at that from the courtroom perspective. And we know that in every courtroom that we have a judge, we have a jury, we have a defendant, we have a prosecuting attorney, and we also have public defenders, or we have lawyers. And in this case, Christianity is what's on trial. Christianity is what's on trial, and then we are called to be the public defenders. And every one of us have to be able to defend and prove why we believe in Christianity and why we know that Jesus Christ actually exists, how we know that the fact that the tomb is empty, how we know that Jesus Christ started Christianity, the Christian movement, a long time ago. We have to be able to prove beyond the reasonable doubt. If there's any uncertainty, if there's any way that you're not convinced, you have to be certain. And if you're not certain, there is doubt. That's why it says beyond a reasonable doubt. You have to be able to prove beyond the reasonable doubt. There can be no doubt in your mind whether Christianity is true or not. And we base that fact actually upon the absolute truth, not the relative truth. We don't want to leave reasonable doubt in anyone's mind about Christianity. There was reasonable doubt in the mind of John the Baptist. Remember when John the Baptist was in jail, he had some reasonable doubt whether Jesus was the Christ, the Son of the living God. He had a little bit of reasonable doubt. So he asked his disciples to go to Jesus and ask him, are you the Christ, or should we expect another? And his disciples returned to satisfy that reasonable doubt that John had. And Jesus told him to go back and tell John what you have thus heard and what you have seen. You have seen the eyes of the blind open. You have seen the lame walk. You have heard the dumb talk. That satisfied John's reasonable doubt. You have to realize when we are trying to prove Christianity beyond the reasonable doubt, you have to ask yourself, if you were on trial being persecuted for being a Christian, would there be enough evidence to prove that you were a Christian? And when you look in our world today at Christianity, is there enough evidence to prove that you are a Christian? Could they actually persecute you as a Christian if they were trying to persecute you? Could they find enough evidence on you to say that you were a Christian? Could they convict you for being a Christian? Would you have more love than you have hate? Would you have more forgiveness than you have unforgiveness? If they were trying to convict you as they're trying to convict Christianity here in this text for being a Christian, could they find enough evidence? Can a person find enough evidence to disprove that Christianity exists beyond the reasonable doubt? And I don't know, I think you can search all over and search through history. You can search through science. You can search through philosophy. And you can search back through the annals of history. You will never find enough evidence to prove that, or to disprove that Christianity exists. And as we look at this particular book, a lot of times there are some things that you have to just believe by faith. There's some things that you have to just believe by faith.
Yeah.
And as we look at this book, and I said before, we will look at this through the courtroom perspective. And when we look through the courtroom perspective, we know that when you look at the plaintiff, there's a lot of people in the world, there are a lot of religions that's the plaintiff. There are a lot of people that don't believe that Christianity exists. We will look also from the perspective of Christianity versus religion. And we have a lot of religions in the world today, but they are not titled Christianity. Christianity is the only religion that you have that's based on the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. When you look at the other religions, you have Buddhism that's not based on Christianity. We have all types of religions, but they are not based on Christianity. You have Hinduism that's not based on Christianity. You have Satanism that's not based on Christianity. There's a lot of different religions that's not actually based on Christianity. Christianity is the only religion that is focused and Christ-centered. And they have been trying to stomp that out down through the years. Ever since there was a Christianity, they've been trying to stomp that out. So as we look at this from the courtroom perspective, you have a lot of religions in society that's trying to disprove Christianity. But we are here to write an apologetic or a defense on the behalf of Christianity. One question that people ask, did Christ come and start the Christian movement? Did Christ come and die? Did God actually raise him from the dead? Was there a resurrection? Was the tomb actually empty? There are many witnesses who will be called. We will listen to their testimony for the defense on Christianity. The juries will weigh the evidence. So as many as we journey through this study, realize that the author will show that there is enough evidence for the jury to come back with a guilty verdict. Christianity can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. In that same statement, we have to see that they could be able to find enough evidence on you to convict you to be a Christian. So as we